and I got a lot of context on things that I wish with my whole body I could have shared with you guys. And I just wasn't able to, because that's the exchange of information. Like when someone's sharing information with you that's off the record, it's off the record. So basically, throughout that process, I spoke to people who worked on set, many people who worked on the set of this movie. I spoke to the inner friends and family of both parties in the lawsuit. I spoke to people that are in the lawsuit, and there was one specific person that I spoke to, and more specifically, one piece of information that I stumbled upon in that process that was incredibly dark. Whatever you guys are thinking, multiply it by 1,000. Very, very disturbing information. When I first learned this information, and it is regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, I immediately thought there is no way in hell that this is true, because if it were true, not only would it be incredibly career-ending for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, but deeper than that, it's illegal. The information is completely illegal. So let's just leave it at that. So I did what I would normally do in this situation. I spoke to a few select people that I trust and shared them this information while still protecting the source of the information, because that's very sensitive, and to bring this information to light would require me to expose where I got it from. And I know I'm being very vague right now, but that's intentional, and I hope eventually I can speak in just more directly with you. So I looked into it, I Nancy Drew'd it, and eventually it started to look like this information actually could be real. And then eventually I hit a wall, I got busy, I moved to New York City, that's where I am right now. And I'm like, you know what, I am not the FBI, this is way above my pay grade, and I just was like, there's no way that this is real. Like, yes, I found information, yes, I confirmed a lot of it, yes, my gut was telling me this information is real, because I just have a sixth sense for people, and I can sense this deep, demonic darkness with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and I think anybody that is defending them is so misaligned in their ability to decipher who is good and who is evil in this world, because it's so incredibly obvious. Like, this Hollywood elite, these Taylor Swifts, Selena Gomez, Blake Lively people are just not our friends. So I kind of forgot about it. This at this point I think was like 7 months ago. So then fast forward to a couple weeks ago, I ended up moving to New York City, as I said, and one of my contacts that was, I think it's fine if I say they were an old business partner of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They had shared information with me that's not related to the big bombshell that I'm alluding to. And they said, let's meet up, let's hang out. So we had dinner, and in that conversation, this individual said something that sent shivers down my entire body. I got goosebumps. I had like a Raven Simone moment where I was like, and it was like in the movie, like Entangled, where she starts like piecing together everything that happened, like all the information that I had, it started to make sense. And this individual said something that was completely unrelated to, or they didn't think what they were saying was like, they just thought it was a really just general piece of information, but they didn't realize that was the missing piece that I was looking for. And then I was like, oh my God, this source who shared this information with me that is so disturbing and so illegal and so disgusting, it ended up what I believe to be true. So the reason why I'm making this video now is in the hopes that I can connect with somebody who is an actual journalist, who can guide me on the best way to vet this information, because the last thing that I'm going to do is say something that I'm not 110% sure, beyond a shadow of doubt, is 100% real. Maybe part of it is real, and even if there's a minor thing that I need to correct, I need to get my ducks in a row and understand exactly what is true and what is not. And then also, I need to share it with somebody who can eventually, share the information with the public with the buffer of the legal protections that exist in a mainstream media outlet. Something like the Fair Report privilege. Like I said, I'm not a journalist. I'm not comfortable being the one to break the story. I don't care to be the one to break the story at all. It's completely disgusting. It's just something that I stumbled upon and sort of morally feels like needs to be shared. But like I said, it needs to be done very sensitively. And I just feel uncomfortable because I have had conversations with journalists who then later ended up being basically paid for by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And if you need any evidence for this, they have spent so much money infiltrating a lot of these large media outlets to propagandize the story. And it's incredible because if you read the articles, they're completely editing reality as if Blake Lively's won her lawsuit and doing a round of victory because Blake Lively's won. Like, they are completely gaslighting the public, and it's incredible to watch. So I just don't trust anybody in mainstream media. And if there is just somebody who has either a legal connection or a journalistic connection with somebody who I can share this information with, who actually does investigative journalism for a living, and help me piece this together, because I just don't know what to do with this. And TikTok has been a place that I've been able to connect with incredible people that are well connected, who I would have otherwise never been able to do so. And I just feel this weird obligation that I'm one of the few people that knows this information, and I just really need to do something with that. So if you guys could DM me if you have any ideas of who I should speak to and what that process should be, I would really appreciate that. And I really love to getting back to making videos and hopefully eventually sharing this information with you, because it's completely fucked up. And I think that this upcoming year needs to be the year that we start holding people accountable and realizing how dark and twisted Hollywood is. Because every single time I think I've finally internalized how disgusting and sick and twisted these celebrities are, I get this new sliver of information that just takes me down 3 steps lower into the depths of hell, and I realize, like, it's even darker than we thought, it's even worse than we thought, and it has literally nothing to do with this lawsuit. It's not, oh my god, did he kiss me, did he not kiss me? It is, like, dark. And all I want to say is these people are sick. These people are sick. They have tried to sue me before through threatening to sue TikTok, as a lot of you were keeping up with that story when it happened. And they're disgusting people. And if there are any content creators who are still defending Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, please stop doing that, because you're about to look pathetic and completely stupid. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and hopefully I can give you guys more information soon. Okay, so I specifically made this spam account so that I could share some information with you guys that could hopefully exist in the safety of this account not having a lot of followers, so I can avoid reaching the volume of people that a video from my main page would normally reach. And you'll understand why by the end of this video it would be problematic for that many people to interject on this information and this story at this point in time. So there is a rumor going around about me that I stopped talking about the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively saga because I was secretly paid off by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I wish. I'm still waiting for all the secret money that I'm being paid to hit my bank account. That is yet to happen. But the reason I wanted to make this video is to explain some context as to why I did actually stop talking about it. So for those of you that don't know, my other account is BeeBetter, and I sort of became known as one of the central content creators, I guess you could say, of the people who are covering the case. And for whatever reason, people kind of looked to me as a source of information to break down what the hell was happening. And because of that, people reached out to me with sensitive information. People told me things off the record and sort of treated me as an investigative journalist, even though I am technically not a journalist. That is not my career, nor is that what I went to school for. But for whatever reason, people trusted me.